This is our Ballerina mould, and I'm going to show you how I use it. Put some corn flour into the mould, shake it round, and then tap out so you haven't got too much. This is some marzipan that I kneaded earlier and shaped into a sausage. Start to press it into the mould very firmly. It won't stick. I've coloured it with peach and pink colours, peach and pink paste colours. I always start with this colour for skin and then add dark brown if you want a darker skin colour. So we just push into the mould, keeping it level with the back and not going over the edges. So just work your way around, push it in. Okay, now before I take it out, just finally make sure there's no marzipan over the edge of the mould. So that is now ready to come out. Just pull the edges back, turn it over and press your thumbs along the back. Now if you want to, while she's still soft, you can tilt her head to one side. I'm going to start to dust and paint her. So if I take some pink powder colour, rub it into the brush really well and then brush onto her cheeks. It's better to build the colour up gradually than to put too much on that you can't take off. That's okay. Now I'm going to paint in her eyes. So I'm going to use some white powder colour and some isopropyl alcohol. I use the alcohol because it paints really well and it dries very quickly. So I'm resting my hands on the table and just painting the eyes. Then we go to the black. And again with the alcohol. You can now put a colour into her eyes if you want to before you paint in the pupils, but I'm just going to go straight for the black. Paint the eyes as big as you can and either looking up or down, left or right, never straight in the middle. Okay, and then go back to your white and just paint a little touch of white into her eyes. That really brings them to life. Now, if you take a little bit of water and a very fine paintbrush, I'm using water now because the alcohol would dry too quickly to paint the eyelashes. Just take the brush around the top of the eye and flick out for the eyelashes. You only need to paint 2 or 3. So it's round the top of the eye, and flick out, and then you can paint a little line underneath her eye if you want to, and some very tiny eyelashes there, but don't worry if you can't do that. And then just to finish her face off, just a little bit of brown to paint her eyebrows. Now I'm going to colour her dress. So I'm going to use some burgundy powder colour and a flat dusting brush. Rub it onto the shoes first, sideways onto the ribbons, then all over her dress, for the colour, and into the top here. Then we go over that with some white pearl lustre to give it the shine. Start with her legs, then over her shoes, over her dress. And then for her hair, you can just paint this hair in, but I'm cutting off, trimming around the hair. I'm going to attach her to this board. Use a little bit of glue, edible glue, down the centre. If you're putting her around the sides of a cake, let her dry overnight and then she will stand up around the sides of your cake. And then I've got a 42 nozzle. I'm going to pipe in her hair. 42 nozzle is a fine rope nozzle. You can get them from PME, or a Beckenall 42 is perfect if you've got one. Because of the fine teeth, it gives the effect of hair. I like to pipe the ballerina with lots of hair. If she stood up at the sides of the cake, as in the book, The Model or Mould Part 2 book, I've let her dry overnight, like I said, and then I've put a ball of marzipan at the back of her head to give her the full head shape before I pipe on the hair. Okay, then to finish her off, a few little finishing touches, a little bit of glue underneath her dress there. And you can put some magic sparkles on. This is our edible glitter. It's made from modified cornstarch, so it is safe and edible. And I'm going to just mould a little bow here from the mould again. We've got some ballet shoes that you can use as a decoration around the sides of your cake, or we've got little rosebuds here at the bottom that can also go in her hair. So just a small piece of marzipan into the bow, pull the edges back, turn it over, tap it out, and then dust with some of the burgundy colour again over with the luster, and then into her hair while her hair is still soft. And there's your little ballerina. She also makes a good fairy if you cut out butterfly wings to put behind her.